You know, one thing I realized about this song that I didn't know until I started looking it up. I didn't know at first that Left Eye was against putting this song out.
Yeah,
she didn't want to. She felt like it was. She felt like it was like encouraging women to cheat.
Yeah. Not just that, she didn't want Andre to think that she was cheating. Andre Rison was her boyfriend at the time, the football player that played for the Falcons.
She was in complete control of that relationship. I don't think she
was
afraid.
No. She didn't want. Left Eye was real, like she was real emotional, but she didn't want. Remember, she's a star, and she's with a star, and she didn't want the world to think that she promoted the fact that, you know, that I would cheat on Andre, right? So what she was going to do, that she was going to wear black tape around her mouth in the video to protest the fact that I'm not with the song.
Against her will.
Exactly. Yeah, which this is a normal thing with Left Eye though. Left Eye was always
going against the grain.
Yeah.
Right. But I love that. I love that about her. Like that. That's what I like now that I'm learning that.
Mm-hmm.
I feel that so many women, especially black women now, we sell our souls like, oh, you gotta be, in order to be popular, you gotta twerk. You know what I'm saying? I feel like she would have been one of those ones that's like wholesome to a sense. Like even though she wore the condoms, like the statements in an interview, you remember that documentary she did? And they were talking about like the condom over her eye. Like people thought that was just so risque and that's so terrible. She was promoting safe sex. This was also during the time of the AIDS pandemic.
Yeah.
Epidemic. Yeah. So like when it was huge and just categorically, you know, transpiring within the black community, that's why she did that. So I feel like I like that about her. You know what I'm saying? That she was one of those people that had a voice and was not afraid, even though those were her, you know, sisters, and the show still went on, whether, you know, without her. Unfortunately, I like that about her.
Yeah.
Yeah. The gripe that I had with Dallas Austin, because he had a lot of freedom in these, like he wrote, produced all these songs, right? And he put the group together from what I remember in the story. I mean, you know,
that was
L.A. Reid had something to do with it too. Pebbles too.
It was Pebbles, yeah.
But Dallas bought the heart to the group, which is t-boz. And the gripe that I had with long story, but he had freedom to do whatever he wanted to do. He never fit Left Eye in where she could shine a lot. If you notice that the songs that they did, the hits,
Red Light Special,
right? They could have did something to where, like, for example, like, you know, you had songs like, you remember Flowetry, you know, the you know, old girl, she didn't really sing, but she had a part in almost a lot of the songs, right? They could have gave her more of a speaking part. They could have, you know, and I understand a lot of her gripe about not having a say in a lot of stuff.
She wanted creative control. She wanted more creative control.
Yeah, and they could have put it was a lot of songs in there where they could have put a rapping part in there for her.
That's true.
And they didn't put it in there. And I'm just like, why would you not include her? You know what I'm saying?
I think a lot of people, just talking about the background, I think a lot of people just really just took such advantage of their immaturity and their lack of knowledge of the business. It was so unfortunate just to see how many people had their hands in their pockets, and that was one thing that I did love about them too. Like, women empowerment, it didn't just start. It's been publicized right now. But they were one of the ones when they got up there and won all those Grammys.
Mm-hmm. They were like,
we are dead broke. We have no money. We're driving a RAV4.
Penny.
Like, they said, I don't know if y'all remember, they had VH1 behind the scenes, and they did one with TLC. And she was like, everybody get out your pens and papers, and I'm going to break down to you how a multi-platinum group can have all of these Grammys and still be broke. And she started breaking down the record company, the lawyers, the managers, the booking, the tours, the this, the that. Then you have each person who has a representative. Then you got to pay them this. When she broke it down, I was just like, dang. Then you also have to think about the initial contract that you sign when you go into the business.
Because you're so excited.
And you don't get any money. That first record contract, you don't, like, look at what happened with Anita Baker. how many years later, and she's just now getting her masters to her music. Just now, Anita Baker. Like, the music industry is not for the faint of heart, and they were extremely transparent about that. They were just like, yeah, no, we have no money. We are broke.
A lot of people. Yeah, music industry was shady back then, but you know, they
like,
begging.
But now anybody could be like, you don't even have to say words. Like, you could just. I'm like, yeah, and I'm like, yeah.
Wait. What do you say? I'm gonna make
and I'm like, yeah. Everybody, I can trust somebody. And I'm like, yeah. And that's the gist of the song.
Eat my meal. Like,
I'm too sexy for the trap, rap, cap, sound.
Let's not do that. Please. Please. Let's not do that. Listen. Shout out to TLC.
Yes.
R.I.P. Left Eye.
Yes.
Shout out to Dallas Austin for putting all your business out in the street. Because if it wasn't for you, we won't have no creep and we won't have no ATL.
And red light special, Lord, that's
or
the bomb.
Line.
Shout out to By the way, T.I. Was supposed to be Nick Cannon. He went for that role and he got beat out.
Praise the Lord. God, I see your hand moving.
Because now Nick Cannon, his kids could be the whole band. God is working.
God is moving.
Right.
Wait, real quick. I think Babyface wrote Red Light Special though.
He might have.
Yeah.
It say songwriter. You know, I had to put my paper out.
Red Light Special.
Oh, Red Light Special. Cancel. Sorry. Edit that out.
Yeah, because we know that Dallas Austin wrote Creep.
But
shout out to you.
How was the people acting when they was bickering together?
Because everybody don't be trying to hit each other, so it's just like, I'll be paying the bills, I'll go to work, I'll come home, I just want to spend some time watching the video games. Well, I'll be cleaning the house and watch this thing, and I'll be doing this, and I gotta lay next to you. That's how
Babyface. Red Light Special, yeah.
Red Light Special. That sounds like something Babyface would write.
Exactly.